Driven, Britney Spears.
I came to know Britney Spears in 1991 at a dance competition in Lafayette, Louisiana. Her parents approached me after, and they were interested in finding a studio for Britney to study dance intensively. The first day I ever met Britney, she says, "I want to be a star. I want to be like Madonna." And I said, "You're going to be one, honey."
Every minute she was busting her little butt, you know, just to try to perfect every move that she was doing at that moment.
Even at 8, she had the moves.
You could just tell that she had so much energy and drive and that she was blessed with such a talent.
They drove far for dancing school. It was 90 miles one way, and she came 3 days a week. They struggled. They paid when they could, but when it came to Britney and her talent, they always managed to find a way.
There was a point in our life where we really went through a terrible financial struggle. Robbing from Peter to pay Paul a lot. I was late on things, you know, I'll be the first to admit. I mean, I just tried to do the best that I could do.
Acto de equilibrio.
My mom and I were looking for a dance partner to do different competitions and performances around Louisiana. I showed up at gymnastics one day, and she was there with her family.
Now, she was already in the gym 5 nights a week. And now this is like at 8 years old. I mean, that's drive.
Britney was a very good gymnast. She was very flexible, very powerful. And she was very talented. She went to Bella Corolla and for a week and was kind of looking at that option.
Britney Spears, she was a lovely little girl from Louisiana. She was one of the ones who excelled as dancing and as performing. I remember her little face, that lovely little blonde head, the one who was most of the time smiling. She was cutie, just cutie. I mean playing cutie.
When you're doing gym to, you know, at that level, it's like 5, 6 days a week. It just got to be way too much for her. I said, "Britney, you act like you're not happy anymore." I said, "What's the matter?" And she started crying. Oh, I went berserk. I said, "Oh my gosh, you know, she's under too much stress, you know."
It just ended up where it wasn't the avenue she wanted to pursue. And I said, "What else do you do? Is there anything else you do?" And she said, "Well, I sing a little bit." And I said, "Well, let me hear you sing." And
She says, "Oh, well, I can only sing with the radio."
so I took her to my car and I turned the radio on.
And she just started belting out.
And I said, "My goodness." I said, "Little girl, you don't need to dance, you need to sing."
Gigi started telling me, "Do something with that kid of yours. You know, she's amazing."
Lynn was really excited. Immediately she was on the phone to me and said, "Can you believe? Do you think?" And it kind of all started there.
Mickey Mouse.
Twice a year I'd go out and have big giant open calls, and I really was looking for kids that were sort of average, real, ordinary kids with extraordinary talent.
I called Lynn and I said, "Hey, you guys want to go audition for the Mickey Mouse Club?" And she was like, "Sure, let's go."
We went, and there's probably 500 to 600 kids there.
The main requirement for the Mickey Mouse Club was you had to be 10, and I'll never forget saying, "What's your name?" "Britney Spears." "And where are you from?" "Canton, Louisiana." "And how old are you?" 9. You know, it's like, it was, she wanted to get in the room, and I was like, okay, whatever.
We sat there holding hands praying the whole time the girls were in the audition room.
And then they finally narrowed it down to 6 people, and they asked you to sing, but you had to sing a cappella. That was not my strong suit, but obviously it was hers.
I never in my life had seen anything like that as far as a child with so much drive and such an innocence and so much talent as far as her singing and her dancing. I couldn't believe this child was 9.
They kept them to the very end, and then they came out and they said, "You know, they're really young." And they said, "Come back next year."
I did not want to let her get away because I knew it was a 1 out of a million kid. Her mom, Lynn, had called and said, you know, Britney's just itching to go to New York. Britney's just itching to do professional things. Do you know anyone? And I said, actually, I do. I know, you know, one of the best kids agents in New York City.
The best advice I probably ever got was from Matt Casella when he told us to connect in New York with Nancy Carson, the agent.
They contacted me with a letter, and they sent me a lot of videotape of her.